It's your boy Nirgunar in the house, back with another same old intro. So, talking about different stuffs, let's just jump into the news. So, Arsenal players gave a big feedback, or rather, I would say they actually had a farewell, kind of a celebration, as you could say, with David Luiz. I don't know if he's going to be involved in the last game. I don't think so. Whether he's going to be involved in tomorrow's game against Brighton, the last game of this season. So you could see Dani Ceballos probably his last Arsenal appearance in a photo maybe put by David Luiz. So David Luiz shares this image on Instagram and puts out and also this on his Instagram stories. Obrigado lads, and that's what it is. Thank you lads, was a pleasure, says David Luiz. So with this, it's farewell David Luiz. A lot of mistakes, but after those mistakes, the way he actually studied the defense in the second half of this season was amazing. Sad that he got injured at a very wrong time where we were actually steadying our ship in the Europa League. So it's okay. I think whatever happens for a reason, and I think whatever David has provided us, I think I would be grateful. So thank you so much, gracias, David Luiz, for your wonderful contribution. Whatever you did was awesome. Your mistakes always taught us that why we should not have signed you. But whatever the way you came back, I think the game against Manchester City, where you felt that there was something, you got the red card. You came out on the media and you acknowledged that fact, and the whole stupid red card against Wolves. Lots of controversies and lots of shameful, shady decisions. But David Luiz, we appreciate what you've done for Arsenal. Thank you so much for that. But moving on, so Dani Ceballos, according to Fabrizio Romano, Dani Ceballos will leave Arsenal after his loan spell. He'll be one of the many players leaving the club. There's no chance to stay. He's coming back to Spain. Real Madrid are open to sell him on a permanent deal this summer. Waiting for new proposals is what was tweeted out by Fabrizio Romano. So it's pretty much clear as broad daylight. David Luiz and Dani Ceballos, I think this is the last season for them to play at Arsenal. That's that. So Graham Potter has spoken about Arsenal. He says that you can say they'd be disappointed because a club of that size is always competing historically for different things. But sometimes that happens in football. They're making progress as a team. Mikel is making progress there. They're going to be strong, fighting for the points to get in Europe. And from being written off a few months ago, they're still in the fight, and that's a credit to them. Big question is, can Arsenal do the double over Brighton, because they've been known to steal points, and they stole 3 points from Manchester City, something that Mikel Arteta has not done in the Premier League against Manchester City. Moving on, so the Guardians printed lineups for the tomorrow's game. They believe it's going to be Leno, Holding, Gabriel, Tierney, Chambers, Partey, Xhaka, Pepe, Smith Rowe, Saka, and Aubameyang. And talking about Brighton, they believe that it could be Leandro Trossard, McAllister, Alzate, Bissouma, Gross, Jahanbakhsh, Moder, with Ben, Webster, White. Pretty solid combination was Ben White against Manchester City. Sanchez, Rob Sanchez, quite a very solid goalkeeper for Brighton. They believe this is going to be the starting 11. You know what? My eyes will only be on one player, and that is Yves Bissouma. Well, that's the pleasure of watching Brighton tomorrow. I just get to see Yves Bissouma, man. I'm in awe with the player. That's all I'm going to say about him right now. But let's see how he performs tomorrow, and I hope we have a very positive game against him, and he gets impressed more and more, and he actually ends up playing for Arsenal next season. Who knows, man? Who knows? Moving on, so Granit Xhaka paid his tribute for supporting, or rather acknowledging, David Luiz's time at Arsenal. So on Instagram, Granit Xhaka shared this image with the caption, "It's been an honor for me to step out alongside you, bro. David Luiz." Swedish flag, this emoji, and the Brazilian flag. So, well, Granit Xhaka is really proud that he's actually played alongside David Luiz. So as we speak about Arsenal getting a ring, they're wanting Ryan Bertrand to come in. They wanted Tariq Mitchell of Crystal Palace, and also a player like Josh Doig of a Scottish outfit, Hibernian, was linked in recent weeks. whilst Burton would be available on a free transfer, and a lot of clubs like Leicester are also wanting him right now, Doig would command a fee, but he's a player that Arsenal have taken a liking to, with the 19-year-old having been watched several times by Arsenal scouts. However, Arsenal have now been alerted to a rival in the race to sign the Scot, with newly promoted Watford keen on signing Josh Doig. After making signing a left back one of their top priorities, Arsenal could be pegged back into thinking what to do next, because according to a report by the Evening Standard, the Hornets are now at the front of the queue to land his signature as they start to plan for life back in the Premier League. This could be seen as a major blow to Arsenal's hopes of signing the youngster, especially when he is likely to be guaranteed more game time at Watford than at Arsenal, with Tierney almost certain to remain first choice regardless of who is added to the squad to challenge him, as well as already being keen to sign left back regardless of what happens in the, Arsenal are expected to allow Sead Kolasinac leave on a permanent deal this summer. So let's see what the departures look like, but more importantly, Arsenal will have competition to buy Josh Doig, and that's coming from Watford. Moving on, so the question is, wherever Arsenal finish, how much money are they going to make based on the Premier League position? I mean, we know Europa League is over, they're going to make some amount of money because they reach the semi-finals, but the big question is, what are they going to earn through the Premier League route? So if Arsenal will be competing in next season's UEFA Conference League, but how much would be they missing out? So based on last season's figures, each finishing position in the league is worth between 2 to 4 million extra in merit payments and a little extra in overseas broadcasting revenue. In 2019-20, Liverpool earned a merit payment of 35.5 million for winning the league, with 20th place Norwich receiving only 1.8 million pounds. So that meant that Liverpool banked just over 70 million according to the Emirates estimates from Swiss Ramble. So yes, so as 20 clubs are awarded an equal payment based on revenues from current TV and radio deals, last season it was worth 31.8 million per club, with additional facility fee payments based on how many times a team is shown live. Liverpool earned 31 million pounds, Chelsea made 26.8 million, Arsenal made 26.8, Tottenham made 27.8, Crystal Palace and West Ham banked only 13.4 and 17.5 respectively. But with every Premier League game this season being televised, we all know that things will change. So last season's merit payments saw the top 6 earn like 35.5, 33.8, 32. That's how they earn. So the 9th place team, where Arsenal are currently in, if that's continued, Arsenal might earn 21.3 million pounds only. But if they finish 7th, that figure will rise to 28.4, probably more than what they earned last season. That could be the case. We don't know. We hope to finish 7th. Well, let's talk about, another transfer window is beckoning, and why would we not talk about Wilfried Zaha? Well, the Arsenal have reportedly targeted Crystal Palace wide man in the past, we all know that, but Zaha has actually had a talk with the media recently, and he admits that he could be open to a move away from Crystal Palace in the transfer window. Now, he has consistently been linked to the switch away from Selhurst Park. A lot of clubs, but talking to The Face, Zaha said, I feel like I can have another shot at the top teams because my dream is to win things. I'm good enough to go out there and compete with the best. If the opportunity came, I wouldn't turn it down because I feel like I deserve it. It's so I can show my kids this is what Daddy wants. So Daddy wants to make some moves, ladies and gentlemen. So the Ivorian's comments come as because Roy Hodgson is actually departing from Selhurst Park, but he also admitted that his Palace successor could potentially find it tough to convince Zaha to stay, according to Roy Hodgson. Now, Roy Hodgson said that I don't think there's any particular desire for the club to lose Wilf, but the club are realistic and they know also that Wilf has ambitions of his own. Maybe he will be less keen to stay than we are to keep him. But if that is something that rears its head and there is a club coming to steal Wilf from us, that will be a situation the club will have to deal with. I don't envy the club or the new manager that problem, but I hope that now as a fan of the club rather than of an employee, Wilf will stay because he still has so much to offer. So ladies and gentlemen, Wilfried Zaha on the move. Crazy news, isn't it? Even that has been agreed, or rather, Roy Hodgson has also agreed to that fact. So this is a youngster named Marcelo Flores. Now, Arsenal youngster Marcelo Flores was handed the opportunity to train with the first team this week. The 17-year-old has made quite the splash for the under 18 since joining them from Ipswich in March 2019. Flores has made a total of 21 appearances for the junior side, scoring 4 and providing 3 assists. The teenager his displays saw him rewarded with a starting berth in under 23's clash with Crawley Town last October. He spent a professional contract with Arsenal last October, and it looks like he will be promoted to Arsenal under 23's next season. So crazy stuff for Marcelo Flores. Things are quickly catching up. So with this, I'd like to end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you seek daily Arsenal content, best place to be. Consider subscribing.